buyer's remorse is real. It's going on. I've seen posts with new construction where buyers didn't show up to the closing.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
Buyer's remorse. They don't care about losing the earnest money. They decided this is not
The best
it's not
thing
what
for
they
them.
wanted.
Right.
You gotta sacrifice. You wanna move like bosses move.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association.
All right, guys. Welcome to the YMA Nation podcast, episode number 87.
87.
Real Estate Wednesday.
We're gonna talk some real estate today.
Real Estate Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Make sure you like, comment, and
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Take a moment and do it.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Good job.
Okay, no, they ain't did it that quick. So go ahead and take a moment. Subscribe. Scroll down in the comment section. Hashtag YMA Nation. When you're done with the show, make sure you go down to the link and click the Let's Go so you can go and check out the music video. And on July the 2nd, we have the YMA Nation Mixtape Volume 1 for all you guys who love music. Really good music. Let's get into this show. Real Estate Wednesday.
Real Estate Wednesday.
All right, what is our subject today?
Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit about the topic, and then I'm going to give you the topic, okay? So just fly with me, okay?
I'm flying.
All right. So in this crazy market, we have discussed it being a seller's market.
Right.
But there is a lot of buyer's remorse happening. So we're going to talk about what is buyer's remorse.
What is buyer's remorse?
How to prevent it.
How to prevent it.
We're going to talk to everybody. We're going to talk to agents. We're going to talk to sellers, and we're going to talk to buyers. Got
Everybody.
it? Everybody's included in this show.
All right.
So buyer's remorse is happening because the buyers are out. It's very competitive market. And so a lot of listing agents are advising their sellers to, hey, we're going to put your house on the market. You're probably going to be in multiple offer situation. You're going to probably get a lot of offers within the first 24 hours. We'll have a highest and best by this, 24 hours at noon or 5 o'clock. And it does a couple of things to the market.
Okay.
Number one, you've now told those buyers who may be interested in this property, I have 24 hours to look at the property and to put an offer in, to make a decision to buy the property, and to have my agent drop an offer and put an offer in on the property.
Okay.
In a 24-hour period. Within this time period, a lot of times you have overlapping showings, meaning if I'm a buyer and you're a buyer, then we may be looking at the same house at the same time.
Right.
Which in some instances can make it uncomfortable for buyers. When you're trying to view a property and somebody else is walking through the property, it may be uncomfortable for people.
Right. And they should be doing that anyway, right?
No, they can. And they do. And then also what you have.
Hold on. Let's stop real quick. So they do, like now, you say that they're actually doing that. But ethically, should they be doing that?
Yes, they can. Like, you can have showings, overlapping showings if you choose to do that. If your seller wants to allow that, you definitely can.
Overlapping, you mean if I have a showing from 1 to 1:15 and someone coming in at 1:15?
No, overlapping meaning that we're two buyers and we both have appointments from 1 to 1:15.
Oh, wow. I remember back when we were buying, our agent didn't do that.
Well, the buyer agent does not dictate that. The listing agent dictates the showings. They have a conversation with the seller, and they decide how they want the showings booked.
Okay. I remember our buyer, she's like, oh, well, they're going to be people there at this time, so we'll show up at this time.
I'm going to get into that too on the buyer agent side.
Okay.
But that's a good point you bring up.
The market was different.
Right. It's a good point you bring up. But I am going to talk about that coming up too.
Okay.
Because this is going to talk about how buyer agents can help control that.
If I'm going through a house and someone else is in the house at the same time, I'm gonna just be complaining about everything. Like, did you smell that down in the bathroom? What is that smell? And then I just seen a rat run through the house, and then the other people gonna be like, they got rats in the house.
Don't do that, people. Don't do that. No, but so as a listing agent, that makes it unfair to your seller. I'm going to explain why.
Okay.
Number one, you may not get the most qualified buyer or the buyer who really wants to buy the property because you're limiting who is able to see the property and in what time span they're seeing the property. Also, talking about buyer's remorse. So you have all of these people and you say, okay, it's Wednesday.
Okay.
I list a house. I say, well, we're going to cut off offers have to be in Thursday by 5 p.m. Highest and best.
One day?
One day.
Wow.
Right? If I'm listing a house for $150,000, $175,000, that's easy, right?
Yeah.
So I have 20 showings. This is real life happening in our area. Mm-hmm. I have 20 showings. Out of those 20 showings, I get 12 offers. Guarantee probably 2 of them are cash offers, right? They are not contingent on appraisal, and they're offering $30,000 over list price. They're doing $5,000 earnest money. Mm. And a week later, because buyers do this, they still look at the market and they still see houses and they run across houses that they think are better than what they've put an offer in on, or they feel like that they've moved too fast on a property because people, it's a big purchase. They typically have to think about it, you know? And typically when someone thinks a couple of days about it, they may have a change of heart, but they've had such a short time frame to make that decision that now they're in it. So they're either going to lose $5,000 or they've went $30,000 and it's not contingent on appraisal. So the property may not even be worth what they're paying for it. Right? So now buyer's remorse kicks in. They're like, well, I'd rather lose $5,000 than pay $30,000 over asking price.
Right. Or if the appraisal come in lower.
Well, it's not contingent on appraisal if it's cash. If it's contingent on financing and it is contingent on appraisal, then you're talking about what you're saying.
Well, I'm saying if I put in an offer on a house and that house is $175,000 and the appraisal come in because the seller's agent tell their client, hey, you know what? It's a hot market right now. So instead of putting this house on the market for 160, we're going to put it on the market for 175. And then you have an appraisal done, and the appraisal comes back and the house appraises for 160, but I put in an offer for $205,000. I'm like, hold on. I'm like $45,000 over on this house. So no, I'd rather lose.
And you have buyers writing escalation clauses saying that they're willing to pay the difference if it doesn't appraise, if it is contingent on an appraisal. Yes.
Wow.
So, and then they write all this up. Their buyer agent writes all this up because this is why I'm getting to the buyer agents. I tell my clients in this market, we're going to put in your highest and best. This is what the market looks like. I don't care about writing up an offer on any property that you like that you see. But I can tell you that a couple of things. If you're asking for a closing cost, if you're contingent on appraisal in this market, if you're contingent on sellers doing any repairs to the property, and you get into a multiple offer situation where it's 7 to 12 offers and you're one of those offers, you're probably not going to get it. And that's me being informative to my buyer as to them not getting their hopes up that they're going to win an offer on a property that they're probably not. But if you don't have buyer's agents that are informing their clients, hey, I get it. It's a 24-hour turnaround for us to put an offer in on this house. But if you're not 110% sure that you want this property, you could lose money if you decide to back out.
Right.
And people are losing money because they decide that this is not the property for them, this is not the house for them. But because agents are just pushing people into, let's write up an offer, let's write it up, go over. They feel rushed.
Yeah.
So this falls on the listing agent, it falls on the buyer agent, and then it falls on the buyer and the sellers. So
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Ethically speaking,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of an agent. Their job is to sell a house or to help their client buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know that in your current state, in your industry, that this is how the game is being played right now, do you adjust to those conditions?
So what's interesting is I got this topic actually off of a Facebook post that was in one of the real estate groups that I'm in. And it was basically an agent that was saying, hey, the agents need to be the ones to slow the market down. The agents need to take a stand. Like, this is what you get paid to do, is to be an agent, is to control the market, is to protect your seller, and it's to protect your buyer. Your job as an agent is to be a protector of those two groups of people.
Right.
Whatever side of the transaction that you're on, you're there to protect their best interest. If you're telling someone to go $30,000 over asking price, and you know that it's not going to appraise for $30,000 over asking price, if I run a comps, if I don't think it's going to appraise for $30,000 over asking price, guess what? I'm like, it's not going to appraise. Are you willing to come up with the difference? Do you want the house that bad? And if my client doesn't feel comfortable with that, then we don't put an offer in on it. That's the agent slowing the market down. Same thing with the listing side. If you don't think that property is going to appraise and it could affect your client, and
I started off checking it every other week, just like most people do. Then it got out of control. I couldn't help myself. I started checking it day after day after day. I didn't realize that I was becoming addicted until my wife said something.
What did she say?
She said, it's just a credit score, relax.
Are you checking your credit score?
Huh? Hold on.
your client's bottom line, and it could affect whether that house stays under contract or the contract falls through, then guess what? You're responsible for protecting your listing client.
I agree, because that's the right thing to do.
But you have agents advocating for this. So this is where I even got the topic, because agents were bringing it up, and a lot of agents were agreeing with the agent who had posted in the group that, you know, hey, we as agents need to take back control of the market. You know, we need to slow things down. We need to make it fair for buyers.
That's going to be difficult and challenging, I think.
It will be. It will be. but also it goes back to doing what's right. You know, at the end of the day, are they still within the realms of doing what's right in real estate? Sure. Are they breaking any laws or doing anything? No, they're not. But if you're talking about the best interest of the seller and the best interest, if you leave the house on the market for 3 to 5 days, right, then you're probably going to you may get less offers. Like, what if you only get 6 offers instead of 12 offers
I would
on
think
the
you
property?
would get more because you got more time.
No, because the buyers who really didn't want that property to begin with are now not going to offer on that property.
Interesting. Okay.
They're going to find what they really want.
Right.
And now those 6 buyer agents aren't writing up offers that they weren't going to win to begin with.
I seen a thing on TikTok where the guy had like an apple. Did you see that one? He got an apple and he was like, yeah, so I'm going to sell this apple. And he's pretty much showing it like a house.
Right.
And this guy was like, how much you selling an apple for? And he was like, $5. He like, $5 for one apple? And then while he's saying that, some guy was like, I'll pay $5. And then this other guy was like, $5, I'll pay $7. And then it's like a bid and war for an apple that probably like 25 cents.
Right.
But they're like paying way more than they should be paying for the apple. And the guy who said $5 for the apple, he's like staring at everybody else. Like, what are they doing? And then at the end of it, he ended up being like, $100, I'll pay $125. And then they like sold. They're like, what did I just do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in light of everything, I think that buyer's remorse is real. It's going on. I've seen posts with new construction where buyers didn't show up to the closing.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
Buyer's remorse. They don't care about losing the earnest money. They decided this is not
The best
it's not
thing
what
for
they
them.
wanted.
Right.
Right? Because you have some builders, they'll write the contract, and because, the cost of inventory goes up, which is a different topic for a different day, they've changed the contract amount because of the price of goods, and now buyers are wanting to walk away from contracts. So in this market, are buyers really being protected? Well, as an agent, it's your job as a buyer's agent to protect your buyers.
Be patient. That's
Yeah.
one thing. In anything, I don't care if it's buying a house, your personal life, business, patience is key in making smart decisions, because I can have $1 million in the bank. I'm not trying to lose $500, right? But being smart about money at all times, whether you got $1,000, $5,000, earnest money, that's your hard-earned money. Like, it should be a care of yours that I'm not going to just throw this away.
Right.
Right. So
I tell all of my buyers and my sellers, it is a process. It is a process. People get discouraged because they put an offer in on a house, they don't get it. They put an offer in on a house, they don't get it. It wasn't meant for you to get that house. It wasn't meant for you to buy right at that moment in time. When it's right for you, even in this competitive market, and I saw another post where an agent said, we put my client's highest and best in, and there were multiple offers, but my client won. It was meant to be for that person.
right.
If your highest and best is meant to be for that house, it will be. It will happen. But you have to go through the process. It's not going to be easy.
When we were trying to find our house, I know I probably tell this story a lot, but we just like seeing houses. Then we found one, and like, this is it. And we put an offer in. Someone else had an offer in, and we won. I mean, it was one offer that we were competing against, but this was years ago. This was different.
It was, but it's not.
But
because
we knew that was it. And And
so it's all about the patience and the process. And a lot of people don't like to go through processes now.
and we were patient.
but you have to go through the process. You have to go through the process to appreciate what you get at that closing table.
If you truly believe that your life is on a certain course and that things are going to happen in your favor, we've seen probably 15 houses. More than that?
Probably.
Probably more than that. Well, we went like house none because it may have the specs. The pictures may look good, and you go and see the house like, this not
That's
it.
not it.
Right? You see the backyard, all that, this not it. And you just move and just be patient. When you know what's meant for you, when you come across it, you'll know this is it. You just had that feeling. When we walked in, you just knew this is it. And having that confidence that this is it, and I'll pray on it, and look what happened. You won, so.
Go ahead. Yeah, we're going out.
You
we're
sure?
going out.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let me end and say one thing real quick. History teaches us that the beast is more hungrier than the lamb. The beast is more hungrier than the lamb. So there's more people out there that will be going to that mold, beast mode, over the people that's trying to do things the right way. The PPP was a good example of that. There was an article in Tallahassee that the mayor in Tallahassee said approximately 75% of the applicants that obtained the PPP was fraudulent. 75%. Wow. The beast is always hungrier than the lamb. But it doesn't say that you can't be the lamb and do
Be
the
a
right
lamb.
thing. Be the lamb. You guys have a wonderful day.
You gotta sacrifice. You wanna move like bosses move.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association.